Hi Aries and Aries rising friends, Sandra from ForYourChi.com here today to do your tarot and oracle card reading for July 2022. Thank you so much for being here with me. I've done too many videos today and I can already start to feel my voice cracking. So hopefully we can get through your reading and have my voice still be what it is right now. There's only one way to find out. Let's go for it. Your first house, where you're at the beginning of July, movements, choices, and decisions. You are really thinking about where your life is right now. Your mind is doing a lot of wandering about where you're at, what your options are for the future, possible changes you'd like to make. And you could be lying awake at night thinking about this, Aries. And the reason why is we have Isis here from the Goddess deck, past life karmic situations. So this could also mean that someone from your past life has surfaced or has resurfaced as well. Sorry about that. So take that as it resonates. You're doing a lot of thinking. This is not time to make a decision. It's time to do your homework and research it. Now, oh, you also could have a dream about a past life, by the way, and you will know that it's a past life because when you're dreaming it and as soon as you wake up, you think, wow, that doesn't feel like a past life. That felt real. Okay, so your second house of your stuff and your money, accelerated motion. You all know I don't like accelerated motion, and especially not in the second house. What this means is you may say yes, unfortunately, or you may have already said yes to something that's actually costing you money or costing you more money than what you had planned. Now, this could also be how you make money. There could be a problem with it, your job, your earnings, that is coming down the road, but perhaps you're starting to see evidence of it now. And what's good about that, if you're seeing evidence of it now, you can do things to alleviate the problem that you see coming later. For example, I know everybody's going to roll their eyes. Budgeting, right? Spending less, saving more, putting your resume out there for those of you that are currently unhappy or have the premonition of being unhappy at their work so that you can get something going, calls back, interviews, just in case you need it, Aries. Nematona is here to talk about sacred space meditation. Meditation is a very good idea, especially when you're talking about saying yes to opportunities that you perhaps shouldn't have or you should have rethought about before committing to. Okay, so make time for that if you can. Your third house rules brother and sister. Love begins. This is the Ace of Cups card in traditional tarot. It's the biggest love card in this deck. So this means that your brother and sister is in love currently, or they're loving something that they're doing, or they're loving something about their life. Ishtar, though, is here to talk about boundaries. When you are in love, you aren't necessarily going to start a riffle in the relationship. However, there is something that is happening here, and if this is early on in a relationship, especially important, to remind your brother or sister that you're teaching your person, your partner, whatever this is, how to treat you. And so that means don't let the big things go early on in the relationship. You can't afford to do that, okay? So you may need to be the Aries that spreads the wise words of wisdom here. Your fourth house, house of home, where you currently live, memories of love. This is the Six of Cups in traditional tarot. It is the nostalgia card. So you may be thinking of times past in your home, like maybe when you first purchased your home or when your home was different with different occupants and stuff like that. Or you may be thinking about your home as a child. Your father may also be thinking about where he's lived in the past or his memories from his childhood home or something like that. You pulled Dana, which talks about the High Priestess. Wow. Okay, this card says, you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. Why, yes, you do. Not only do you have that, but you also have the power to implement these ideas that are coming to you through these teachings. Some of you may actually have a spiritual advisor that you consult on a regular basis. If you have one that you trust, I would consider seriously putting together an appointment as soon as possible. You may need to ask them about more things that have popped up in this reading, and specifically about your 4th house, of how you're feeling now, what changes are going to take place in your home, and things like that. But with the High Priestess here, the High Priestess could actually be telling you, pay attention to those messages that you are being given. You already were told to provide a sacred space of meditation in your home. That means there are messages that are trying to get through to you that haven't gotten through yet because you won't quiet your mind enough to listen to them. Sacred space meditation is a higher level of meditation than just regular meditation. It's finding a place in your home that you love, sprucing it up with some plants or crystals or a water fountain, whatever makes you feel good, and then sitting down and quieting the mind for as long as you possibly can. You can focus on a sound in the background. That's what Abraham teaches to do, like the air conditioner, or you can put a fan on. Focus on the sound of the fan so that you're honed in on something that's not a current event, let's call it, that can help the information flow through to you, okay? Your 5th house, your house of social life, social circle, friends group, single Aries, this is your dating life. Hope. You have hope and faith that your situation is about to turn for the better here. What is the advice card? Green Tarot. Start delegating. Ask others, including me, Green Tarot, to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. I feel like this is mostly a message for you Aries who are single at this time, and that you know someone who knows someone who is single. And this is for those of you that want to date, by the way, that want to put yourself out there. You have a mutual friend who knows someone who is single, who also wants to date, and who could be a good matchmaker in this scenario. Okay, so take that as it resonates. For others of you, the Green Tarot in the 5th house talks about, and hope, talks about you doing all of the work with regard to your friendships and friendship circles. So, and I feel like I've given Aries this message before recently. You could have a friend or a group of friends who continues to drain you, Aries, and that you do all the work. So for example, you have a get-together, you're not the hostess or the host per se, but you get handed 15 different activities that relates to being a host or a hostess, and you're just like, you know what, I haven't signed up for this. And so the message here is not to do it all yourself, but to divvy it all out amongst Sandra, Rita, Karen, Chris, Patrick, whoever, right? So that the Aries is not doing everything his or herself. It's important not to be drained, and especially with friendships, because that's a drag. Your 6th house rules your job and also, well, work and health. Foundations and achievements is the 10 of Cups in traditional tarot. It means happy life, happy family. So this is good news. You also have siege, quiet time here. So this is like 3 cards, 3 messages in a row, right in your first 6th house reading in July. Meditate, meditate, meditate. I can't stress it enough. No one else got this reading like this. Yours was a very different, had a very different vibe and feeling to it when I first, and they're all different cards here than the other readings that I've done. Yours is number 6, so I've done quite a few. I'm halfway there. Okay, so get on to meditation. What are we going to do next? We're going to look at your tarot cards here and who is involved, Aries, in your 7th house of primary relationships. Remember, this can be romantic relationship, primary. It can also mean business partnership. You have the Chariot and the Lovers. Now, the Lovers is traditionally Gemini. The Chariot, as other readers would say, is traditionally Cancer, but I also read that as a Gemini. So I'm going to say 2 Geminis here. Heavy on the Gemini, could be a Cancer. I can't rule the Cancer out for your 7th house. But you also pulled a Wand card, which is another fire sign, another Aries or a Leo or a Sag. And I feel like you guys have been getting that Wands lately too with the other fire sign, which is interesting. Usually with so much fire, you need water or earth or something else to balance that out, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so if you'd like to join me in the extended reading, we're going to be looking in depth at your relationship. We're going to be looking at your 8th house of taxes, contracts, intimacy, legal matters, and the source of your significant other's income. We're going to be looking at your travel and your school, your career and your mother, your children and your best friend, and the future card, which is about what's about to happen in 3 months from now in October. Look for it then. Many blessings.